Kansas City's defense look?
Yeah, good. I mean, they do a good job. Obviously, they're a great team. But I'm really excited for the challenge. I think our offense is growing every single day, and we're going to keep working to get better. And, this is going to be a great challenge for us. We're excited.
You're not going head-to-head with them, Zach. What's it like, playing against Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, he's an unbelievable talent. I mean, somebody I watch a lot of his film to try and learn from, and, the way that he plays the game is really special. So, it's cool that we get to play the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, as an offense and a defense, it's kind of different, right? Because when we're on the sideline kind of watching plays of how we can, get ready for the next series, we're not really paying attention until maybe the day later we get to watch it on film or whatever. But
what stands out about what makes Chris Jones so good?
Yeah, just very dynamic, strong, fast. A lot of good moves. I mean, it's tough to point to one thing. He does a great job. So definitely one we got to look out for.
After watching the game Sunday back, Zach, what do you feel you guys need to do to get this offense going?
Yeah, we got to get first downs. We got to find a way to establish drives. We got to find a way to have a good first and second down so that we can play for a third and manageable. And I think we'll be just fine if we do that. And I think if we just do what we're supposed to do, we'll be all right.
What can you do to help that?
Yeah, it's the quarterback's job to be as efficient as I can, distributing the ball, getting completions, getting the ball out of my hands quickly, stepping up in the pocket, communication, making sure everyone's on the same page. It all starts there, so doing the best I can.
What did you do to piss off Joe Namath so much?
Yeah, I mean, he's passionate. He's obviously one of the greats, and so, us as an offense, we got to do everything we can just to try and prove him wrong, keep doing what we can, and improve. I think the guys are feeling very optimistic. We all believe in each other. We're all right there, so excited for this week.
I mean, his criticism was pretty harsh. I mean, does that bother you at all, or
yeah,
iconic player?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, obviously Joe was an unbelievable player, but this locker room is very tight-knit, and we're working to get better. I'm working to get better. I know I need to improve, and I promise I'm doing everything I can to keep trying to get better. And so the focus is just to rely on each other in this locker room and lean on each other, because that's all we got at the end of the day, and we're going to do everything we can to keep improving.
Have you ever met him?
I have met him my rookie year.
Oh, you were at a game here?
He was here at practice at the facility at one point.
Okay.
Zach, it seemed like you were at your best the other day when you guys were kind of going a little tempo and moving quickly. Was there something to that, with maybe just like removing a little bit of thinking or something like that, like that you can carry over to the rest of it?
Yeah, it's tough. I've been asked that, and it's a great point. What was it there that got us going? I don't know. I mean, I really think it was maybe just getting a couple first downs. I hit Conk on a little bit of a scramble play, and then we were able to get right back on the ball and go, and you kind of see how that slows the defensive pass rush down and keeps them in their base looks, and we get a little momentum on our side. I would say besides that, I mean, that's really all it is, and I think any of our drives can be like that. It doesn't just have to be saying, hey, let's go hurry up all the time. I think we just need to find a little momentum in any of our drives. Let's just get a first down, and then let's see where it goes from there.
Is it easy for you to ignore all the outside noise?
It is. I feel like, it's been tough, obviously, these 3 years, and so I feel like I'm in a good spot mentally with where I am, and I'm confident in my abilities. I'm confident in this team, and all that matters is what goes on in this locker room, in the film room with these coaches, and, we're going to handle our business.
What would your message be to Jet fans who have soured on you?
Yeah, keep believing. We're doing everything we can. We hope that their passion, shows us that we're just as passionate as they are. We want to get this thing going just as bad as they want it to, and we're doing everything we can to get it going, and we're going to keep working hard.
Does it feel like that you can try to block it out, but you know that people are saying things outside, and that other guys in this locker room might be hearing it? So that balance of where you can block it out, but maybe some are the guys blocking it out too.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this narrative outside of this locker room is different than the narrative that's in this locker room. I truly believe the guys in this locker room all have each other's back. I got theirs, and I feel like they got mine, and we're going to keep doing everything we can to improve. And I really think those guys are doing a good job of realizing, nobody understands what's going on that field besides us in this locker room. So we're going to do everything we can to keep improving and getting better.
Does it fuel you?
What's that?
Does it fuel you when you have these criticisms coming from, it seems like every angle, right?
Right. I mean, I don't know if I would say it fuels me, because I like to ignore it, and I get the passion and the frustration, absolutely. But my job as a quarterback is to focus on how I can get better, how I can help this offense score, how I can help us, win games, and it needs to improve and it needs to get better. But that starts in the film room with the coaches, checking out those plays, and then just doing my job from there. You know, I wouldn't say that's necessarily the focus point of where the fuel comes from.
You
Have you
mentioned what
or will you reach out to Aaron this week?
Yeah, I've been reaching out to him back and forth. I'm sure we'll have a conversation here pretty soon, but, you know, it's always good.
you mentioned what's important is what's in this locker room. You have a new guy in the locker room, and Trevor this week. What went through your mind when you heard he was coming, and how's that been in the quarterback room?
Yeah, great. He's awesome. You know, great dude. I think that was, you know, one thing we were all hoping to have, just a dude that blends in so well, someone that's fun to be around, and he absolutely is. And, you know, whether it's playing games out here, joking around in the film room, I think he's a great one for that. So.
Did you see leaned on in or out? I'm sorry. Who you leaned on outside the locker room to kind of help you, you know, tune out the noise and remain positive?
Yeah, outside the locker room. I mean, I always got my family, of course. No matter what, I have love and support from them. But, you know, really, I think it's this locker room. It's these guys. I mean, it really doesn't stretch further than that. You know, nobody understands what we go through, like I said, but the guys in this locker room. So it's relying on those guys. We all got each other's back.
Were you bothered at all by the William Gay comments out of Kansas City?
I didn't even see what he said.
How would I characterize that? He kind of said, he was asked about Zach Wilson and the offense, and he kind of laughed, and he says they're in panic mode after A-Rod going down. He goes, all they do is run the ball.
That's fine. You know, we're working to improve and get better. He's a great player, but he's obviously the competition too, so I can see why he has those comments, but we'll be ready as an offense.
What gives you the confidence in yourself that you can turn the jeers to cheers at Sunday night at MetLife?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen what I've been able to do all the way back to OTAs. You know, I feel like I've improved as a player, and it's obviously not perfect. I have things to work on, but I have the guys to rely on. And so every single day, it's just how can I put one foot in front of the other, keep improving to get better, have confidence. You know, we're 3 games into the season. There's no reason to freak out or panic right now, and I think we're close.
It's like, how do you hit a balance between being, when you first got here, kind of off schedule, you were great at making plays, and they kind of wanted to rein you in. That was a talk of like playing boring football. Remember that stuff? How do you balance between that, you know, to use a solid term, that's your superpower, right? Versus staying within the system and just trying to play it safe.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to turn the ball.
I would say, from my standpoint, it's never one or the other. I'm never planning in my head, hey, I'm going to go run around and try and make plays, or I'm not going to say, you know, I'm not going into this game to just throw checkdowns. I'm running this play to throw it to whoever's open. In my progression, if number one is open, I'm throwing it to number one. And if that's not working, or that's not the case, I mean, you always have to stick to your process. You have to say, okay, here's the play. I'm going to throw it to whoever's open. And if it's a lot of checkdowns, that means the defense is doing a good job backing up, or maybe I wasn't seeing it well that day. But whatever it is, the job as a quarterback is to throw it to the open guys whenever it is, and things aren't there. How can you escape and make plays off schedule?
What's the one specific area, when you looked at the film on Monday, that you said, man, I got to improve that?
Yeah, I mean, there were some tough looks where, you know, I need to keep trying to step up into the pocket, I think, more than anything. And how can I give the O-line some help? You know, some of those escapes going out wide I know is never a good thing. I thought the Patriots did a good job kind of with the mush rush. And in that case, how can I throw some balls away? And then just keep trying to go through my reads as quickly as I can, getting the ball to our playmakers underneath and letting them go run with it.
Take a couple more.
On the first series, there was a play, second play. You had 2 tight ends to the left. It looked like you checked to the run to the right. And it ended up being a 6-yard loss. Was that what did you see on that play? Was it a check?
Yeah, it was unfortunate. It was a bad check, but you know, we had not a run actually. We actually had a keeper called, and the free safety was coming off the edge, which is not good, obviously. And so we were trying to get to something else. You know, it was a look. I was just trying to think of what can I get to here. You know, whatever we have called is not good right here, so I need to get to something. And clock was at 4 seconds, and I was like, you know, hey, we got to go with this. You know, I don't know. Hopefully we can get out to it, but it wasn't good. But it was one of those, as a unit, we're able to come back and say, hey, you know, when this situation happens again, let's call this. Let's get to this next time. And, you know, it sucked because it was one of those I come off to the sideline and I'm like, oh, man, like, you know, I saw the look. I knew that wasn't the look. You know, what can we get to next time? And so it's one of those good learning opportunities that the coaches, you know, now we have covered going into another week where we get to see that again.
You've talked a lot about how third and manageable is really key to getting a first down. For the times that you don't get to third and manageable, what's your best option in third and long? Not in terms of one play, but in terms of how you can handle it.
Yeah, from a quarterback's perspective is, you know, I would say when you're in third and long, you still have to go through your reads, but you have to understand that you can lose games on third and long by trying to force something and do something dumb. And so, you know, how can I get through my progressions and just get a positive play for us to come off the field? You know, when you're in 3rd and 12, if they're not giving you anything down the field, at least get a completion, let your guy go run, and let's play the field position game. Let's try and get on the plus side of things and, you know, try and pin them deep.
Is playing here in New York what you expected?
Yeah, it's exactly what I expected, but I would hope, you know, that things could have gone better, of course. You know, I understand the frustration with the outside, and I get it because, you know, it hasn't been as good as what I've wanted either, you know. All I can do is just progressively keep trying to work to improve and get better, and I think it comes down to just that, you know, ignoring the noise and focusing on the things I need to focus on.
Have you felt the need to just
Thank you.
Thanks.